Good morning, students. Hope you all are safe at your home. Welcome to online classes for Standard 8. Let's discuss Chapter 2, DBMS or Database Management System. So, what is database? It is collection of data to be stored in a proper format so that we can easily modify or update the data. Database is a set of all the programs that help us to store, modify and extract. Some of the examples of database are MS Access, MySQL, Oracle. Now, what are the advantages of using database over the file system? Earlier, we used to have file system to store data. But nowadays, we use database or DBMS. Few advantages are easy to access, means we can easily access the data stored in a database. Next is security, data security, means we can have so many algorithms, apply them so that we can store our data safely and cannot be accessed by unauthorized users. Third one, easy to share. Suppose we have 2 or 3 databases, then we can share the data among the database easily. Fourth one, no redundancy, means no duplication of data is required. For example, we have a 2 database. One is student information database, other is student marksheet database. Now we have a record of student address and their phone numbers that we want to use in the student marksheet database also. So we can share the data instead of storing it twice. That means it helps us to reduce duplication of data. The next one is data consistency. Since we store the data only once in a database and now we want to change or modify if any of the record, we have to modify only one table or the record is stored. Suppose we want to modify the student address that is stored in the student database, information database. If we have any changes, that changes will be reflect on the student mark sheet also. In this way, we can have data consistency by using DBMS instead of file system. Whereas in file system, we need to change the data in all the different files. This may create data inconsistency. Now let's move to the next topic. Type of database users. There are 4 types of database users. Database administrator, application programs, sophisticated users, and the fourth one, passive users. The first one is database administrator. As the name suggests, administrator is a person who is responsible for overall management of the database. He creates, modifies and monitors the database and give permission to the different users how much they can access the database. For example, the principal of a school who controls the whole school monitors the performance. He has the supreme authority to access or modify the whole management. So database administrator is called super user. The next one is application programmers. As the name suggests, are programmers who design application softwares. These programs developed by the application programmers act as an interface between the user and the database. They design some forms which we have to fill up to access the database. Suppose I am a customer of any bank and I need to access my detail. So before that, there will be some pages that will apply on the screen. For example, my login page that I need to fill up to access my data from the bank database. So these pages, the user end pages, are designed by the application programmers. The next type of user is sophisticated users. Sophisticated users have permission to access the database. They can insert, delete or update. They have a sufficient knowledge and they use this to analyze the database. The next one are passive users. Passive users, they are not aware of the software and they need to be instructed each step about the software. For example, ticket booking system. We have a login page and then we have a booking page. We are instructed what to fill up and there are some buttons or icons which help us to know about the next step. So passive users, they interact the database through the application programs. Now, structure of database. DBMS have 3 level structure and different levels have a different authorization to access the database. And all the 3 levels are independent of each other. Let's discuss one by one. The first level, user level. It is the highest level of database that allows to access those portions of database which the user is concerned. For example, we have a school database. In this database, the students are allowed only to view their details. They can't update the marks or they can't update any of the entries of the database. The next level is conceptual level or logical level. It describes all the records and their database. Means what are the records that need to be stored, what will be their data types, all are decided in this level. For example, when we start to construct any house, we have a blueprint where we decide about the size of our rooms, location and area, everything. So done by the architecture. Here also it is the conceptual level or logical level is designed by database designer. The next level is physical level or internal level. It describes how the data is stored and where. This level is controlled by the database administrator. He decides how to store the data, where to store it so that the user can access the data easily. So this was the 3 levels of database. Now the next important thing is data independency. There are 3 levels as we have studied and I say that all the 3 levels are independent. This is one of the advantage of database that if we are having any changes on any of the level, either physical level, logical level or user level, that will not affect the another level. If you are going to change the design of any software, that will not affect its storage of the database. That means the ability to change record and relationship at one level of database without changing the record at the next level. This is called data independency. Thank you. Have a nice day.